Welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Powercast, Nintendo News Daily. I'm your host, N64 Josh. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about a handful of headlines. One headline in particular has me so excited. I'm going to be reliving one of my all-time favorite NES games. It's a game that we have been asking, why isn't it on the Switch or the Switch 2? Well, now ESRB rating has shown up and it's going to happen. So, really, really excited about that. Our main topic today, Animal Crossing Update 3.0 out now. Keep in mind, the Switch 2 edition is they haven't thrown the lever on that yet, as far as I know, as of recording. Okay. So, uh, so keep that in mind. I see a resub happening over on Twitch from Army Life. Thank you so much, my friend. Make sure to download the AC update. We're going to be talking about that and more. Let's jump right into this thing, shall we? First up, you guys, an overlooked Disney collection from Digital Eclipse has been rated for Switch and Switch 2. We're taking a look at an article from Nintendo Life. Digital Eclipse has done some pretty stellar compilations over the years, but one of the most overlooked efforts came in 2017. The Disney Afternoon Collection, originally available on PC, PS4, and Xbox One, the compilation has now been rated by the ESRB for Switch and Switch 2. Though, when can we expect to see it launch is anybody's guess. The rating itself is attached to Atari, as you'll no doubt be aware at this point, completely owns Digital Eclipse as a subsidiary. Disney Afternoon Collection contains a total of 6 titles from the NES. This is so exciting for me, you guys. DuckTales, Chippendales Rescue Rangers, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, DuckTales 2, and Chippendales Rescue Rangers 2. DuckTales was a game. It's in that small list of games for me that I could pick up, play, complete, and start it over again. The way you could pogo with Scrooge, and then also like you use your cane as like a club. The levels. I remember when you could finally see Gizmo Duck. That was such a big deal. Like, I'm so excited for this collection to finally make its way to Switch and Switch 2. What's crazy, I kid you not, I was literally thinking about DuckTales like a day or two ago. I'm like, why? Why haven't we seen? I wondered if maybe Nintendo would strike up some kind of a deal where we would finally see these games hit NSO. They're so well made. These are from Capcom, and Capcom. I mean, when haven't they been crushing, right? But they absolutely crushed during the NES period. The Mega Man games were phenomenal, and these Disney games were fantastic. Chippendales Rescue Rangers was great. I didn't play much of Tailspin, and I don't remember playing much of Darkwing Duck, but DuckTales is fantastic. Is so good. So I want to grab a couple chats here. Joey says, "Hey, so what part of Animal Crossing's free Switch 2 update and the $5 update?" Okay, if I'm understanding correctly, the update is out now. It's free, 3.0. The $5 Switch 2 upgrade is not out as of yet. I'm looking at my it will show you if you pre-order it, because it still says pre-order. At least it did when prior to recording. It will say Nintendo Switch 2 edition, but they haven't pulled the lever on that yet as of recording. So I see Ink Goblin is here. What's going on? Good to see you. Joey says, "I've never played DuckTales." You are in for a treat if you get a hold of this one. So really, really excited to see that this is happening. Very curious on, they're doing a Switch and a Switch 2 edition, which is a bit surprising. So are we going to see any kind of upgrades to the frame rate? potentially on the Switch 2 version. Very curious on that. So we will have to wait and see. But if you've never played these games, they are classics. They are classics, and they're so much fun. So um let's see. Looks like uh, John is here. What's going on? Welcome. Joey says it's developed by Rare. These are Capcom titles. They were developed by Capcom. They did DuckTales, Chip and Dale, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck. There was a Mickey game as well. So a lot of fantastic titles. So Army Life says DuckTales is awesome. Agreed. Agreed. It was so much fun. So much fun. DuckTales, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, Mario 2, Mario 3, like those are some of my big titles that I could go back to. I played a ton of like RBA baseball as well. A lot of different sports games, Punch Out, like I mean the list is extensive, right? But DuckTales is like top of that list. It's one of those games I don't know how I don't remember getting it, but I remember owning it kind of thing. So, Steak is here. What's going on, my friend? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to give you guys a quick update on something, not news related. I've started a new YouTube channel for gaming content. So N64 Josh is strictly news. I'm trying to train the algorithm for strictly news. N64 Josh Gaming is the name of the channel. I just started uploading yesterday. There's been 2 shorts. It's going to be strictly gameplay. That's where we're going to do our gaming live streams. So if you want to be a part of the gaming live streams, make sure to go and sub to that channel because that's where gaming streams will happen. All talk shows, including we're going to get back into some evening talk shows and stuff right here on this channel, will be happening. But it's strictly talk shows and news. Like that's all this channel is so that I can train the algorithm. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update there. Now, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition on Switch 2 and Switch has been updated to 1.0.2. And I really just want to kind of go through this and see if there's anything that it really stands out. And I'm not seeing any like anything crazy, like, because the Switch 2 version didn't have a like really didn't look so much better than the Switch 1 version. So Joey said game of the week. Yes, coming back. Coming back. So we're gonna get back up and rolling on that stuff very, very soon. I think we'll even start game of the week tonight because it is Wednesday. Yeah, we'll start game of the week back up tonight. So be exciting stuff. Taking a look here at the article from Nintendo Life, it says following the surprise release of Tomb Raider Definitive Edition for the Switch and Switch 2 last November, Asper said it would continue to update the Nintendo versions with patches over time to provide the best possible experience for all players. With that in mind, it seems an update has recently been released, bumping the game from 1.01 to 0.2. Thanks for the heads up. They're saying from Canary Farmer, love that. Official patch notes don't appear to be available yet, but that hasn't stopped fans from investigating what's changed. Based on early impressions, as you might expect, there are at least some tweaks and adjustments to improve the overall experience on Nintendo platforms. Players have apparently uncovered a few details, claiming there were adjustments to shadows and foliage, but other fans' report suggests gyroscope controls and certain other methods still aren't working with the game. So, doesn't seem to be uh, the update that like everybody is hoping for. So but hopefully soon on that one. Continuing on with updates here, Fantasy Life, uh, latest update for Switch 1 and 2 is live, and there are full patch notes on this. You've got adjusted remake settings for armor, some bug fixes as well. And I'm not going to go into all of this, but if this is a game that you've been playing since the launch of Switch 2, because I believe it did come out right around launch. It does have an update, and so you may want to jump back in to that one. But it does look like there are multiple fixes for both platforms, whether you're playing Switch 1 or Switch 2. I see Army Life just subbed over on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Next up, this is kind of interesting. Haze Light founder Joseph Fares on EA Says, let's be honest, there's not a publisher in the world that hasn't effed up. Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, everybody's done something. So the article reads, Electronic Arts has been in the headlines for all sorts of reasons over the years, but Hazelight Studios founder and director Joseph Fares, who is known for expressing his honest opinions, can't help but feel the third-party video game giant is still getting more stuff than it deserves. His team's award-winning games include It Takes Two and recently Split Fiction, have been backed by EA during the same interview with Christopher Dring at the game business. Fares took a moment to defend the company, acknowledging how it's actually been a super good collaborator between the two parties, even if it hasn't been completely perfect at times. He goes on to state how every publisher has had its moments while calling out Nintendo and the other two major players in the industry. Despite EA being labeled as a bad guy, Fares insists there are still a lot of great people at EA, and they know how Hazelight operates and respects this. He adds how he's surrounded by people at EA who love games, and it doesn't feel like he's with a bunch of corporate suits. And if the situation does ever change, Fares says he's got no worries because Hazelight will always do what it wants. If you want to read more about Hazelight's founder's thoughts, he's also shared his opinion on the future of AI in games. And as for his work, his studio's latest release, Split Fiction, was one of Switch 2's launch titles last year, which I do believe is on sale right now if you guys want to check that one out. Especially great. His games are fantastic for co-op play, especially couch co-op play. So um, highly recommend those if you play with a significant other or maybe a little one, and they're fantastic. Joseph is the really really funny guy from the Game Awards that drank a little too much and um, really kind of just said whatever he wanted to at the Game Awards. So he's always a character. He's always a character. But I do like this take. I like w- we as the consumer, we really just kind of see EA as a publisher, and and we see uh sometimes some like not not great business practices and and it can be frustrating at times. But even my experience, like sitting down with some of the team from FC 26 at PAX and playing that with one of the developers, like the dude was so passionate about games and about gaming. Like, so passionate. It was refreshing to sit and chat with him and hear his thoughts and how much he just like, there are people at all of these studios that absolutely love these games. They're not just the corporate suits that, sometimes I think we might think of them as. Steak says, "Yes, there are good people there. Corporate money-hungry boards and directors like EA suck the fun out of some games." Yeah, and that's I mean, you're right on the money there. And so it is a good reminder, I think, to just to remember that there are very passionate people behind a lot of these titles. It's just that the business side of things sometimes is messy and sometimes isn't great. And Joseph's like, "Look, we're gonna do what we want, and if, they don't meet our needs or they go too far in one direction, it seems like he's saying, like, "We'll bounce," you know? So and that's I mean, that's been my experience with every like, Ubisoft, fantastic, fantastic people, amazing people. Even all the way up to the corporate suits. Sometimes they don't even make the best business decisions or they don't make the best, decisions for their games. Everybody's human, right? It's just sometimes our flaws are all put right out in the public for everybody to see, and you know, that's a bummer at times, and it's they've all been amazing people. Whether it's been people from Battlefield or Nintendo, Ubisoft, EA, like everybody, and indie devs, of course, all just so passionate, so passionate. So, Stake said they also sit on IPs and have rights for IPs that let die, like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. Yeah, that's unfortunate, very unfortunate. Suxer says shareholders expect too much from investments, which causes big companies to make bad choices. Yeah, no question. No question. And I mean, as we saw yesterday with Nintendo shares kind of on the decline, this should be good news for gamers. I would hope that it means they know they got to like pull out all the stops because it's not just about keeping the consumer happy, it's about keeping those investors happy as well. And so I'm excited to see what this means. Like stock prices dropping are usually how a fire gets lit. And and so that's a good thing. That is a really good thing. I'm curious on like what kind of Animal Crossing. I believe we saw it on UK charts recently, was up relatively high in sales. I think this update's gonna move products for them. So Ubisoft Steak says Ubisoft with their quadruple games and microtransactions. Yeah. Steak said head of Ubisoft saying microtransactions make games more fun. No, no, they don't. Um, Army Life said my Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller got delivered feeling productive. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, the microtransactions themselves, absolutely not. I will say that I do enjoy, like, having seasons in games or battle passes if it's a game that I'm very passionate about. Like, I don't, I don't mind that at all if it's done well. I like and personally, I like the way Fortnite does their subscription, where you pay 12 bucks a month, you get 1,000 V-bucks, which is essentially 10 bucks, and it might be 8.99 now, but then you get all of their content, and I feel like I play enough of that game that it is a value for me. That's not gonna be the case for everybody, but I love that carrot always being dangled to, like, go and do different quests and do like, I love that about modern gaming. I don't think everybody does, and that's okay. Everybody's got their own take, but, for me, I wish Mario Kart had something, even if it wasn't a paid season, but just a season, that there was a little bit of, dangling that carrot, like I've talked about it at length. So, I would love to see I would love to see a few modern choices, and we see it in games like Splatoon, which we've talked about at length as well. So, uh, let's see. It was Steak said it was the top of the eShop last week, as far as Animal Crossing. Oh, nice. Very, very cool. Yeah, love seeing that. Um Joey says, "Yeah, all those DICE devs that were Star Wars fans working on Battlefront 2 that was getting turned around and looked amazing, that just get cut because of higher ups." Yeah, yeah, it's frustrating to see that kind of stuff happen, no question. Joey says, "Yeah, I need more unlocks in Mario Kart World like Diddy Kong." Ah, we know. Ink Goblin says new Dead Space would make everybody happy. I'm about it. Like, I think that'd be great too. Like, new Dead Space would be really, really cool. So, hopefully one day. Hopefully one day. I forgot to add this into my notes here, you guys, but Reanimal is uh the demo for Reanimal is kind of like it's from the makers of Little Nightmares. So it was the screenshots and stuff that I looked at really were giving me like Inside vibes. I don't know if you've played Inside from like the team that made Limbo. And that's a fantastic title. Like super, super good. So highly recommend checking that out. If you like these kind of like side-scrolling spooky games like Little Nightmares or Inside, check out Reanimal on Switch 2. Demo is available now if you wanna check that out. So, Steak said, "Dead Space and Pragmata pushing each other would be fun to see." Oh, yeah. Yeah. No question there. That would be really cool. And then you've also got, what is it? Chronos is another one that's kind of like in that mix as well, which is cool to see. So, lot of cool stuff on the with these spooky games. And yeah, Dead Space was great. Like I'm a huge fan of Dead Space. I loved playing through that one. it was fantastic. So, let's get to our main topic, which is Animal Crossing 3.0 out now. All right. Well, Nintendo Life's article here says, boom, the Animal Crossing New Horizons 3.0 update is now available. Says, well, that's a nice surprise and was likely a move to align all regions with New Zealand, where it's now gone 1 a.m. on the 15th. Animal Crossing New Horizons 3.0 update is available for download. You might need to manually apply the update. I did not. It just, when I clicked Animal Crossing, it did the checking to see if you can play this software and then upload, like, did the update for me, and I was good to go. So, um, it says that there are no official patch notes at the time of writing, as we can see. If you've been eagerly anticipating this new update, then you likely know the gist. The 3.0 contains the resort hotel, islands, specialty requests, Slumber Island, Resetty's reset service, and collaborations with Lego and The Legend of Zelda amiibo. To be crystal clear, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game is not live yet. This is available to purchase separately or via upgrade pack. If you've pre-ordered the upgrade pack, you may see the Nintendo Switch 2 edition icon on your home screen, but the original Switch 1 version will boot up when you open it. So, Joey says, curious, if I'm at work, can I update Animal Crossing on my Switch 2 at home remotely? If you have automatic updates on, if Animal Crossing is in your, like, recently played, like, I think it's the 10 that are on your, sometimes it will do it automatically. Sometimes that will happen. I don't know of a way to trigger it uh, from remotely, though. I don't think that's a thing. You can download, like, I was out this morning when I finally remembered to download the Reanimal, demo, and I did that from the app on on my phone. So certain things you can do. Steak said, mine showed it downloaded the update last Thursday, just probably needed to verify to unlock. Yeah, so the unlock for Switch 2 edition is probably gonna happen at some point today, or it could be midnight, potentially. Eastern, 9, 9, PST. So we'll just have to wait and see. Joey said my automatic downloads never seem to update automatically. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see Jesse is here. What's going on? Welcome on in. Um, Ink Goblin said, "Are you getting back into Animal Crossing? I know you want that Zelda stuff." Oh yes, yeah. I like it's fired up. I'm gonna be scanning Zelda amiibo all day today, trying to get as much of that as possible because I cannot wait to see those items in game. Um, let's see. Jesse said a new Animal Crossing podcast episode on its way because of the update. Oof. I you know I I'm I don't know if that show will ever make a comeback. Maybe one day. I don't know though. I don't know. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. But I am the things I'm the most excited for this update, the Slumber Islands, having multiple new islands, being able to potentially play with you guys. I can't wait to test some of this stuff out and see how it goes. Uh, the Resetty's reset service, that's gonna be the first thing, and I'm gonna be testing that out. That will be going over on the N64 gaming channel. Um, if you guys wanna see, how some of the stuff's working, because I'm gonna be knocking some of that out this morning here. Uh, and, um, and then, yeah, I'm excited to see what, like, some of the Lego stuff, some of the Zelda and the Splatoon stuff, like, so many cool items being added to this game. So, I'm really hoping it 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 keeps people content for a while, and having potentially 3 new islands, I think that's gonna help for sure. And I think having some, uh, like, almost like community islands can be very, very cool stuff. Very, very, cool stuff. Yeah, Ink Goblin says, "Hopefully Slumber Island doesn't stop for 5 minutes every time someone joins in." That that's probably the biggest complaint with Animal Crossing New Horizons, right? Is having to wait. I mean, and it is like, I know 5 minutes is a little bit of an exaggeration, but it does take time. Like, it does take time to get people in and out, and now you're talking, Stake says 12-player multiplayer. Uh, it Yeah, that's to let 12 people in, you're talking about, I mean, you could be potentially sitting for a good 40 minutes, like, and uh, that's no joke, so it would be nice with the next game if they have drop in, drop out, like something like they seem to be moving Animal Crossing uh into kind of the Minecraft genre, if you will. And if they're gonna do that, you need to let people jump in and out seamlessly. The whole flying in and that is just that it's I remember I used to sit on stream, I'd try to get 8 people in, and we would literally just sit for forever, forever, and then someone disconnects, now we gotta wait again when they come back in, like, that was, that was a bit frustrating to say the least, so, hopefully, with the next Animal Crossing game, it's a drop in, drop out scenario. Even if the Slumber Islands offered that, where it's like, I know all they're doing is hiding loading screens, but and again, I'm not a game developer, so I don't know the logistics of all of it, but there are plenty of games out there that offer, just a drop in, drop out scenario. I'm curious on what holds Animal Crossing back from being able to do that, and if that's something they can ever fix, because yeah, that's the most frustrating thing will be, like, getting 12 people onto the island and then, waiting, just having to wait for everybody to load in before we start going to town. And I'm thinking like it could be kinda fun to do like a long stream, inviting just you guys in to come and like, we design and set up an island and see what we could do in one long stream. How much could we accomplish in one day with 12 people? I think it'd be pretty fun, honestly. I think it would be really, really fun just to see what what we could do with 12 of us. So, we'll have to wait and see, and, stay tuned to the Discord for stuff like that, 'cause, I do wanna be jumping into, to AC on the regular. It's just it's so fun. I've loved this game since the very first one, and I'm so glad that we're seeing more content. I do wish, like, the resort hotel, it just seems like a copy and paste of the last update, which I know not everybody got to play because you had to purchase it or be an NSO member. But it's just not a direction that I love. I wish the focus was a bit more on some mini games and multiplayer for, really giving more reason to hang out in Animal Crossing. I think there's a few steps they could take to really make this game, like, next level, and so hopefully we'll see some of those changes implemented in the next one. Army Life said 24-hour stream. Let's do it. I haven't done one of those for quite some time. So, anyway, real exciting stuff from Nintendo this week. Super, super excited for the Disney Afternoon Collection. Can't wait for that to finally get a release date, and, and Animal Crossing out now, you guys, so make sure to update and jump in, and, of course, we'll keep the conversation going over in the Discord. If you're not there yet, n64josh.com/discord will get you hanging out with us there. So, appreciate all of you guys, and as always, play it loud.